Tony.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Not a problem.
So, you were a graduate of Passageways, right?
Yes.
So, when did you graduate Passageways?
Oh God. 20. I want to say it was 2017. I'd have to look. Actually.
So it's been a while, huh?
It's been a while.
Okay. So you were in the military, obviously.
Yes.
So where did you grow up in Wichita? I guess.
No, I grew up in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Got married. My wife was from here. We had kids. Got divorced, and so here I stayed.
Yeah. Okay.
So
what branch of the military were you
I was in the Army.
Okay. So you were from Wisconsin. You joined
Yep.
the Army. Where all were you stationed?
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Mhm.
Is it Fort Knox?
Campbell.
Campbell, Kentucky. Okay.
It's a weird base. 90% of the base is in Tennessee, but
Yeah.
the command building and the post office is in Kentucky. So that's why it's in Kentucky.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So what was your MOS?
I was first. I was a 75 Bravo personnel administration specialist, and I got bored, and I talked to my first sergeant. I was like, "Hey, can I get in with EM platoon and do some earth moving stuff? What do you want to do? Combat engineer, equipment operator, something." And so I, after about 6 months, I got retrained as a sea truck operator.
Yeah.
So 62 Echo.
So that's heavy equipment.
Yeah.
So bulldozers,
Light equipment,
dump trucks, that kind of
Well,
stuff.
we were light equipment because we were in a light air assault division.
Okay.
So I think our heaviest equipment was probably a JD 450. We
Okay.
didn't have any of the minesweepers, anything like that. That
Yeah.
was left to like 36 engineers out of Fort Benning. They had more heavy equipment than we did.
So you guys were an actual like airborne unit then too?
Air assault unit.
Air assault unit.
Yeah,
Okay.
we did regular exercises with the units that we supported.
Okay, cool.
So
And how long were you in the Army?
I was in the Army 4 years.
4 years.
And I did 3 in the reserves when I got back to Wisconsin, and I was like, I don't know, this unit kind of sucks.
Yeah. It's not the same, huh?
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
So why did you get out of the military?
I don't know. I thought I had more to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it took a while to find out what that was, but
Yeah, it usually does for a lot of guys.
oh yeah,
You know,
So-
myself included.
yeah.
And I've been there. So you got out of the Army, and so you just walked right back into civilian life, civilian jobs, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's can be kind of tough though sometimes, huh?
First job I had out of the Army was construction.
Yeah.
And it was through a friend of mine who I actually served with, and he's like, "Hey, my boss is looking for reliable guys. Come on over." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And turns out it was a bunch of veterans, and kind of felt right back into the fold, as it were.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So you worked there for a while, and
Yeah, I
then,
worked there for 2 years.
Okay.
And company folded, and so I moved here.
Yeah. So now you're in Wichita.
Yep.
And so
I have been for 10 years.
Okay.
December will be 11 years.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
So when you're in Wichita, what did you do initially when you were in Wichita?
Initially, I wanted to go back to school, and went for a semester trying to figure out what I wanted, but I'm just like, well, let me start going to school without figuring out what I want to do. Huh. Wasn't a good idea.
Kind of waste a lot of money that way.
Pretty
Easy.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
GI Bill can dry up pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I've been there. I know what that's like.
Just like, all right, this isn't working out. So, I went to work for a hazardous waste disposal company.
Okay.
So,
All right. So at what point did you get hooked up with Passageways?
I was in a bad relationship, and it had gone south almost overnight. I was at work, and I got a message pretty much saying, "Hey, you can come back and get your stuff, but that's it." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I got off work that morning, and I think it was a Thursday, and I went to the VA, and I'm like, I need to talk to somebody. I'm just pretty much became homeless, and God, what's her name? Connie Gervais was the, I guess, like a liaison at the VA, and she's like, well, there's these ladies that can help. They run a place called Passageways. It's for veterans and veterans that don't have anywhere to go. I'm like, I think I fit that qualification now. So that day I was able to meet with was it that day? Yeah, I think it was that day that I was able to meet with Jennifer and Susan, and they're like, yeah, come on to the house and we can talk, start some paperwork and get you a place to stay. At the time, my kids were a little younger. 8, 7, and 6. I think they were 7, 6, and 5. But it was a new thing to kind of have the rug pulled out from under me, not really have an idea of where I'm going to go.
Yeah. I can only imagine that's probably pretty tough.
Oh yeah. I'm just like, all right. I had to let my ex-wife know, hey, I just lost my place to live. You're gonna have to hang on to the kids for a while, but thankfully they were out of town. So she's like, what happened? I was like, I will explain when you get back. Yeah. She's like, okay. I think that was in June. I think that was June of 2017. And I was there until December.
Okay.
At the time, I was working at Aerospace, building air conditioners for RVs. And one weekend I was helping somebody put a deck together, and I hurt my back, and I ended up losing that job. I'm like, oh, okay. Now what? Now I'm sitting there thinking I'm going to get kicked out of the house, or something's going to happen, and they're like, oh, no, that's fine. I was just amazed that they're like, it's a setback. You'll be fine. I'm like, what? Oh, okay. They say I'm going to be fine? All right, yeah, I'll be fine. So, did some job hunting, did some apartment hunting. Got a little disheartened probably around Thanksgiving. And right after that is when things started kind of turning around. So, found an apartment that was willing to work with the Salvation Army, and by shortly before Christmas of 2017 is when I graduated. I was able to, with the help of Jen and Susan and the volunteers and donors and things like that, I was able to give my kids a really good Christmas that year. I wouldn't have otherwise been able to. So
that's an incredible story.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. I know those aren't the easiest stories to share. And
they're not, but I mean, if it's gonna help other people, be like, hey, this program, it works if you try. That's all they ask, is that you try to better yourself while you're there. Leave there better than what you came in. And you do.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah. So, do you happen to know what number you are as far as...
I think 37 was my number.
37?
I think so.
You're number 37.
So.
And I think they're over 80 now.
Wow.
Yeah. So you were one of the
Yeah.
first half.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what do you think, if you had any advice to give somebody who might be homeless, what would be your best advice that you could impart to somebody who's in that situation?
I would have to say, find out about Passageways. They can do some pretty amazing things. They've got connections to people, places that would offer chances you probably wouldn't otherwise have.
That's good
And
advice.
that's why I'm in the situation I'm in now. I'm engaged. I have 4 kids. My stepson being one of them. We have a nice home in Northeast Wichita. Our kids are going to great schools. I've got a great career going. Working at Spirit Aerosystems, and who doesn't like playing with Legos? So it's basically all I do. Multi-million-dollar Legos.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's it. So
That's awesome. So things have really turned around.
yeah, they have.
Glad to hear that.
And I'll be going back to school, hopefully in the fall, on Spirit's dime, for mechanical engineering.
Awesome.
So
That's a hell of a benefit.
yeah.
Awesome.
It works.
Yep. Well, thank you for your story.
Yeah, thanks.